Hi everyone, and welcome to our second week of virtual content for the First in the Family Summer Series. This week we are going to talk about college lingo and concepts, where you'll learn a little bit more about some vocab, some processes, and some policies that may not be readily understandable or really intuitive too if you don't have a lot of background on higher education. So we'll go through some of those terms today, and you'll also get to hear from some folks across campus in different offices. So we have Brandon Rook, Trevor Young, Rocco Lamacchia, and Brandon Porter. They were all first-generation students themselves, and they each work in a different office across campus. So you'll learn a little bit about who they are, where they work, how their office can help you as a student at Carthage, and then get some information about their first-gen student experience as well, so you can hear some different stories there. And so with that, I will pass it along to our first presenter.
Hello, my name is Rocco Lamacchia. I am one of the directors of admissions and financial aid here at Carthage College. My office is located in the fourth floor of Lentz Hall. I probably worked with some of you through the application and financial aid process earlier this year. Let me be one of the first to welcome you onto campus. Like you, I am also a first-generation student. My grandparents came from Italy and Germany. My parents only had the ability to complete their high school education as they were growing up. Being the oldest of three boys in my family, I was the first to go to college. I had to rely on myself and figure things out on my own as I was navigating through that process through my college career. This made things very tough as I had to navigate through the different processes, the different offices, working through the requirements that I needed to finish, paying the bill, all things that were new to me and new to my family. So what's nice about this particular program is that you guys have tons and tons of resources here available to you, including the backbone departments that are here on campus, like the student accounts office, the registrar's office, the financial aid office, going to the library and working in the learning center to help you with your classes, to help you write papers, to really just be a resource for you to have the best college experience that you possibly can. I hope that for each and every one of you, I again would like to welcome you onto campus and tell you that it's going to be okay. We're extremely lucky and extremely excited to have you as part of the Carthage family. And if there's anything that you need over the next 4 years, please do not hesitate to come and seek me out and ask for questions. I have a couple of vocabulary words that I would like to share with you guys today as we're kind of the theme of learning some college lingo. And so I will share those with you right now. So the first one that I would like to share with you is going to be FAFSA. The FAFSA is a free application for federal student aid. That's what the letters represent. That is something that you may or may not have filled out this past year as you are working through the financial aid process. It is a free website that every student has the ability to go onto and fill out every year so that the college can reevaluate and take a look at any financial need that you may have. We ask that you do this every year after October 1st, so that again, if anything changes with your family, health, job status, things to that degree, we can hopefully come in and allow you to help continue and finish out your college career. So again, you will receive reminders on this. This isn't just a one-time thing. We would ask that you do this for the years that you are here at Carthage. If you have any questions about the FAFSA, the best office to reach out to are going to be either the financial aid office or the Office of Student Accounts. They're going to be the ones that are going to be able to help you as a returning student to continue with that process if you do have any questions. The next vocabulary phrase or word that we have is going to be mycarthage.edu. Okay, this is something that hopefully you've been working on up until this point with the summer check-in process, but this login and this website is going to be instrumental to you over the next 4 years. This is a place where it's an online tool to help you access your Carthage account information. It's going to have your personal information. It's going to have classes that you take, your schedule. It's going to have the ability for you to see your bill up to minute, any fees or dues that are owed to the college. And so it's really going to be an all-in-one place for you to have information about you. Please make sure that you know your password, you log into it regularly to make sure that you're keeping an eye on things and make sure that nothing gets away from you in regards to bills that are due or classes that you need to approve or grades that you need to see. This is really set up so you have that one-stop shop as a current Carthage student. The next phrase that I would like to share with you is Greek life. So Greek life, what that means is that is involvement. It's an involvement opportunity here on campus. It's focused on brotherhood and sisterhood, leadership opportunities, service opportunities, and social events. Carthage is fortunate enough to have not only local chapters, but national chapters as well. And I would tell you that probably a little over a third of our students are involved in some type of Greek life on campus. And again, those can be social, those can be academic, they can be networking opportunities. These are going to be groups of people that have your best interests at heart. They're going to help you with getting that first job and networking to find opportunities in different parts of the United States. They're going to help you with getting into that graduate program or that next step after Carthage. And so whether you decide to join a fraternity or sorority or not, that is really going to be completely up to you. I think your experience at Carthage is going to be wonderful, whether you're part of a fraternity or sorority or not. So again, completely up to you. Everybody is a little bit different when it comes to fraternities and sororities in Greek life. The next vocabulary word that I have is liberal arts, okay? And Carthage is historically a liberal arts college, but what liberal arts means is it's an education that covers an expansive cross-section of knowledge. It cultivates transferable skills like critical thinking, problem solving, communication, both verbal and on paper. And so these are things that employers, graduate, medical, law school programs are looking for in students at the end of the day. So not only are you going to have the opportunity to master the majors and minors that you're intending to seek here at Carthage, but you're going to leave with what are called those soft skills that are going to make you stand out and give you a huge competitive advantage when you're done here at Carthage. And so we're very, very happy that you chose Carthage and that those opportunities are going to be available to you. They're embedded in really all of the things that we offer here on campus so that we can really focus and hone in on those lifelong skills. The last vocabulary word that I have to share with you guys today is academic probation. Academic probation is the academic standing when your GPA falls below a 2.0. Now, we hope that you never get to this point, but if by chance you do, we will allow you an additional semester to make the improvements, right? We're not going to just say you're below a 2.0, you have to go. We're going to try to help you to boost that back up and give you an opportunity to right the ship. I mean, honestly, with all of the resources, with the Writing Center, the tutorial programs that we have, the advising staff, the student success advisors, we hope that you are going to get off to a good start here at Carthage. The first step is making sure that you go to class. I know we kind of joke about that, you know, in college, that you have that choice, you have that right, but if you're not in class, how are you going to be successful, right? That's the first step, is going to class, making sure that you're there and trying. I very rarely hear of a professor failing a student for being in class every day and putting in the effort and trying. Work one-on-one with them. That's why you chose Carthage, for that small classroom size, that attention to your specific needs, and ask for help. That's really going to be the only way that you won't fall into that category, and we hope that you never do here in your 4 years. But nevertheless, it is an important vocabulary word to cover. It is something that you need to know about. But we hope that you never get there. Those are all of the vocabulary words that I had to share with you today. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me. Again, my name is Rocco Lamacchia. I'm one of the directors of admissions and financial aid. I can be located in Lentz Hall on the 4th floor in the admissions office. I hope you have a great start to your first year here at Carthage, and welcome to the family.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brandon Porter. I work in the registrar's office at Carthage College. I've been at Carthage for almost 2 years now. I currently work as the associate registrar in the office of the registrar. So some of the ways I interact with students on campus is primarily I work with seniors who are planning to graduate. So I help make sure that they are on track for graduation during that academic year that they plan to graduate. I also help all of our students out too with any questions regarding their degree audit. The degree audit is a tool that we have on campus that will help you figure out what remaining classes you have to complete your degree, as well as it has information regarding your grade point average and all of the requirements that you need to finish your major or any of your minors. So I help all of our students out with that. I also help our transfer students read their transfer credit evaluations and also help our current students figure out what courses they can take off campus to transfer back in to meet any requirements. My first generation experience was a good one. So I was the first one in my family to go to a 4-year school and graduate from a 4-year school. So it was difficult navigating some of the policies, processes, and procedures that 4-year schools have in place, especially when you didn't have a family member that went through that same experience. However, the school that I went to was very similar to Carthage in size and feel, and they had great programs and great people on campus that assisted first generation students to make sure that everything was on track with their financial aid, any scholarships they qualified for, as well as making sure schedules and courses were all set to go for me. So I definitely seeked out help in that regard. I also worked really closely with my academic advisor because I knew pretty early on what the path was, what major I wanted to do. So I made sure that I connected with them and I utilized their help all the time. So at Carthage, it's the same thing. We have a lot of people here that are willing to help you out in any scenario, in any department. So if you have any questions about anything on your schedule, anything with your classes, anything personal, there are people here that'll certainly help you out to navigate the first gen experience because it can be difficult and challenging at times, but there are plenty of people that have done it and plenty of people that are first gen students at Carthage that are more than willing to help you out with anything that you need. So as you begin your college career at Carthage, you will be hearing a lot of different words and vocabulary and lingo that we use on campus, a lot of it revolving around classes and course schedules. So I'll go over a few of them today. The first two I'm going to go over are the differences between withdrawing from a class and dropping a class. So if you were to withdraw from a class, that simply means that after the first 2 weeks of the semester have started, you decide that you no longer want to be in a specific course, and then you would be able to come into the registrar's office and we can then withdraw you from the class. That simply means we would just take you out of the course and the course will show as a W on your transcript. Now that W does not have any impact on your GPA. It also does not impact your ability to retake that course again. It simply means that you attempted that course, but after the first 2 weeks of the semester, you no longer wanted to attend that course, so we just withdrew you from the class. Secondly is dropping a class. So if you were to drop a class, that would be within the first 2 weeks of the semester, you would be able to come into the registrar's office and we would be able to drop you from the class, and that would remove that class completely from your transcript. Again, very similar to a withdrawal, no effect on your GPA and no effect on your ability to retake that class at another point. Dropping just simply means that the class no longer appears on your transcript. One thing you might see as well when you're looking at your course schedule is the abbreviations for the weekdays right next to your classes. So you might see M, T, W, R, and F. That simply is just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for R, which always trip me up, and then F for Friday. So if you see a T and an R next to one of your classes, that means that class meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If it's just T, then it's just Tuesdays, that's when that class meets. And if it's just an R, then it's just Thursday when that class meets. If you see an F, that's Friday. You know, a combination of M, W, and F would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can always stop into the registrar's office or work with your advisor to figure out any questions that you might have with the weekdays regarding your class schedule. So very similar to your high school classes in college, all of your classes should have a syllabus as well. So the syllabus is a very important document. Essentially, it details and chronicles the entire class. So it gives you the course information regarding the instructor, what days of the week the class is meeting, what times of day, when and where the class is meeting. So, and then it also gives you all of the information regarding the books that you need for the class, all of the different assignments, when homework is due, when projects is due, everything regarding the class is in the syllabus. So please be sure to check your syllabus before reaching out to any of your instructors, because some of that information that you might have questions on might be in the syllabus. And please be sure to keep track of all your syllabus, because that is the tool that you will use to make sure you're following all the deadlines and guidelines for the class. One term you might hear often, primarily revolving around our modern language requirement, is the term retroactive credit. So students have the ability to earn retroactive credits through the modern language course that they complete. So essentially, if you take a modern language placement exam, so for example, let's say you took the Spanish language placement exam and you placed into Spanish 2010, which is our second level Spanish. If you complete that Spanish 2010 class, and you earn a C or a better, you can then get retroactive credits for the classes that precede Spanish 2010, which in this case would be 1020 and 1010. So you can end up with 8 additional credits by completing one class. So you have that ability. Overall, students have the ability to complete up to 12 retroactive credits by earning a C or better in the class they placed into. So if you placed into Spanish 2020, and got a C or better, you could then get 12 retroactive credits for 2010, 1020, and 1010. So please be sure to contact your advisor if you have any questions about that. Be sure to take the placement exam if you haven't done so already, because that'll definitely help us figure out how many retroactive credits you can earn and what class you might be placed into to finish the modern language requirement.
Hey everybody, Trevor Young here, Career Specialist in the Aspire Center. The Aspire Center is an exciting place because here you'll be able to talk about what your career and life goals are after your time at Carthage College. We are a one-stop shop to have conversations with you about internships, workplace experiences, mentorship opportunities, and skills that relate to you being a dynamic and exciting professional who's going to be competitive after your time in college. And so you can schedule an appointment with your career specialist via Handshake, which is an online platform where you're going to be able to look at internship opportunities and job opportunities on and off campus that most excite you. And so you'll get more information about that throughout your time on your first year here at Carthage. And it's a real honor, actually, to speak to this group of students where you're the first in your family, because I was. You know, I actually was born in Russia, and I was adopted when I was 2 years old from a single parent who was a small business owner. And I grew up with the expectation of going to college, but that insight about what that college experience was like was not necessarily available to me in my house. And so I'm thrilled to be here with my colleagues who have similar experiences being first-generation college students. And we at Carthage are committed to your success. So if you have any questions about, what does it mean to be a college student, or how can I navigate these different resources that are on campus, we are here for you and excited to work with you. So I want to talk to you about a couple key words that are going to be important for you to understand as you're new to the college environment. So number one is a dean. A dean is a person in charge of academic divisions, as well as the dean of students, who is in charge of student affairs. So that's number one, dean. Number two, provost. Provost is a little different. This is the staff person responsible for the leadership and administration of academic affairs and all other academic resources. Now, this is also a little different from a department chair, who is a faculty person in charge of overseeing their certain academic area. And then the Carthage Catalog, which is actually a document detailing requirements for academic programs, college policies, course offerings, prerequisites that are specific to your year at Carthage College. And something that's close to my heart as a career specialist is an internship. An internship is a way to gain relevant knowledge and skills that are required in your certain career path. And so if you're a art student, an internship might relate to you working at a nonprofit arts group or the symphony. If you're a business student, being an intern for an accounting firm may be relevant for your experience. So welcome to Carthage College. We're excited to have you, in our community, and we look forward to an exciting semester ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon Rook. I'm the Public Relations Manager at Carthage College, and I work in the Marketing and Communications Office. I'm also the co-advisor of the Black Student Union. I co-advise the Black Student Union with Bradley Zof, who is a professor of sociology. And you can interact with me through either the Black Student Union. You'll see me around campus. I do have an office which is located in the basement of Madrigrano Hall, which is right next to the tower. Also, just to give you a little details about my job. So as the public relations manager at Carthage, my job entails bolstering a positive reputation of Carthage in the media in regards to local media, regional media, and national media. So I write press releases. I help faculty, students, and staff with opinion editorials. So basically, I publicize all of the great things that are happening on the campus of Carthage. So we may interact in that way as well over your next 4 years. So if you get an award, or if you do something amazing, if you do some type of research, if you travel somewhere, if you invent something, most likely we'll be in contact because it could potentially be newsworthy. And then I would, sit and talk with you and, get as many details as possible so that I could, promote this story to the public, into the media, so that, you can get media coverage, and also as a whole, Carthage can get positive media coverage. So quick background about me. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I am a first-gen student myself. 12 years ago, can't believe it's been that long, I began my journey, and I went to school in the South. I went to Alcorn State University, which is a historically Black college and university, and the experience was amazing. I kind of didn't really know anything about college before stepping foot onto that campus, which is good and bad. I think my great takeaways from that experience was that I was just so free and open, and I kind of just mixed in and tried to learn as much as I could, as far as with just the different student organizations. I got involved. I got super involved. I got involved in student government. I became an orientation leader. I joined a fraternity, did a lot of community service. So that's my advice to you as a first-gen student. If you don't really know how to navigate the college campus, or it's okay to be, nervous about that. But I think the biggest advice, my biggest takeaway, is to get involved. There's so many amazing, smart people on college campuses, whether that's fellow students or other faculty and staff members. Get to know, the staff and the faculty, because, they're experts as well, and they know a lot and have a lot of wisdom and have a lot of knowledge. So connect with people, join organizations, and then trust me, everything will fall into place. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little college lingo to familiarize you with some words that you may hear while you're on campus here at Carthage. So the first word is prerequisite. Now, I'm going to give you an example of what a prerequisite is. Now, a prereq is basically a class that you have to take before you take an upper level course. For example, when I was a student at Alcorn State University, I majored in mass communications. However, while matriculating throughout those 4 years, towards my later years, within, I believe, my junior year, I had to take a broadcast journalism class. It was solely focused on TV and radio. However, before taking that class, I had to take a prereq. And the prereq that I had to take before getting into that class was called Introduction to Mass Communication. So depending on your major, most of you will have to take prerequisites before taking upper level courses. Okay, my second word is pretty easy, pretty simple. I'm sure most of you have heard this term before. It's major. So a major is basically the focus of what your degree is. So I majored in mass communications. However, I ended up beginning my career in journalism. I used to be a former TV reporter, but my major was mass communication. So I was focused on mass communications. Now, when it comes to minor, that's my second word that I'm going to introduce you to. Now, a minor, you can have both a major and a minor, and a minor is basically a secondary concentration under your major. So you could be majoring in mass communications, but your minor is secondary. It could be something totally separate. This is a liberal arts college. So if you're majoring in communications, you could possibly have a minor in music, or a minor in biology, or a minor in, chemistry. So that's the difference between a major versus a minor. Okay, now my next word is an elective. An elective basically is a class that does not fulfill a program or general education requirement. For example, if I am majoring in mass communications, I could take an elective, which could be like a cooking class that has nothing to do with mass communications. But, sometimes we offer different classes, different courses, different electives to give you a well-rounded education. All right. And my last and final word is humanities. And humanities is defined as studies focused on human culture. Now, you learn about the humanities on college campuses, and, a lot of different subtopics that fall under humanities. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to go to different programs, different events on campus, hear different speakers who are invited on campus, or, virtually, who will give you insight on humanities and human culture. That's it. If you see me on campus, please wave and say hello. Again, my name is Brandon Rook, and I'm the Public Relations Manager here at Carthage College. It's been a joy and pleasure to talk with you today and present to you the college lingo. Have a great summer, and see you in September.